Bonjour, mes amis. And here is what I'm going to call the amateur's guide to the playoffs. Yes, I know I didn't do this on Friday like I said I was going to do. Sorry, I have life priorities. I don't know. I tried to always get on and do something, but I couldn't. And that's life, I can't fucking manage that. So playoffs are here at the time of this recording. Game one are being played between Toronto, Tampa, and Boston, Carolina. But I'm gonna try my best to go down each and every single fucking team, starting with the West, then we'll make our way to the East. How this is gonna work is I'm gonna talk about each team, how I think they will do, or just give a good overview of how they've done this season and what their strong suits are coming into this. And then at the end, I'll just predict my cup final. Simple enough. So I'll start with the West. The Colorado Avalanche. These guys have done really well all year. There's really nothing bad I can say about this organization. These guys have absolutely killed it this season, finishing basically top two in the league, just behind Florida. But these guys definitely have a good team built around. But in the same sense, though, how long can it last? Yeah, they're going up an easy, probably a relatively easy opponent in the Nashville Predators, which we'll get to in a little bit. But these guys are proven to be a legitimate contender for a Stanley Cup. If it's not this season, it's probably a couple of seasons down the line. But the question is, can they make it over the hurdle that they face, in the past few seasons? And now it's trying to overcome the hurdle. We'll see. Only time will tell. The Minnesota Wild, simply put it, when some of your players, multiple of them, have breakout seasons and having the most productive seasons of their career, you know you did something right. Matt Boldy, Kirill Kaprizov, Joel Eriksson, Matt Dumba, a few others. Yeah, I think your team is going places. But seriously though, Minnesota looking really, really fucking legit. And I think they could have a good shot to make it around, maybe even two. Hell, they got Marc-Andre Fleury for this bullshit. But is it enough? Is it enough to get past is it enough to get past the obstacles? Minnesota can only impress us in so many ways. We'll just have to find out again, won't we? The St. Louis Blues are, simply put it, the team that looks like it's starting to fall apart, but can somehow get its way into the playoffs. That's really the best way that this can be described. St. Louis has kind of had a little bit of a rough season, but they managed to hold together and at least finish top three in the Central Division. Good on you, boys. You actually did it. You made it through. But now you face a tough test and facing the Wild. Sure, you have to experience from playing them in a regular season. But what about in playoff form? Because you lost to the Wild a couple of years ago in the first round. In 6. Will the Demons come out to haunt you again? Or can you finally get past that? That is the ultimate question for you, St. Louis. What is your destiny? As for Nashville now, they made it. That's all I can really say. They made it. Because there were moments where this team looked really bad and did not even deserve a fucking chance at making the playoffs. And then there were times where they simply fucking dominated. And they dominated just enough to get in as the second wild card. But with USA Saros out for the first 2 games, what do? Because it's not like you're facing the Colorado Avalanche or anything. God, that'd be fucking utterly ridiculous. Oh, wait, you are facing the Colorado Avalanche in the first round? Well, Nashville, I would say now now I think it's the time to say your prayers. Because even if you make it out of this without using stars for the first two, or possibly more, you're kind of fucked. Simply put it, you are kind of fucked. Oh my lord. All right. Calgary Flames. There were questions surrounding this team going into the new season. Or are these guys going to be able to pull it off? Or are these guys going to be proving themselves to be good team? Especially with the depth that they had, which wasn't much. Well, are these guys to be good? And the answer was a very, very resounding yes. These guys actually won the fucking division. Good job, boys. You beat out your brothers in Edmonton. But in saying this, a new task arises. Who are going to be the top players for you in the postseason? Who are going to be your top producers? Who are you going to look to and rely on? Now, there's some worthy candidates here that I could probably mention. Noah Hannafin, Johnny Gaudreau, Sean Monahan, Elias Lindholm, just to name a few. Because you guys have plenty. You guys have plenty to work with, and that's what got you that division title in the first place. But all I can say is be careful. As a Leafs fan, I see this one coming from a mile away. Of all this high-end talent on the team, surely the Flames can't fuck this up. Right. Now, Edmonton. You managed to get second place, albeit at the expense of your little brother getting first place. But you did it. You're in. But seriously, though, let's not kid ourselves here. Let's look at Edmonton's past few appearances in the playoffs. They've all been eliminated. Last year, especially, was really embarrassing because they were swept by the fucking Jets, by the Winnipeg Jets, by a fully healthy Winnipeg Jets. They have a sour taste in their mouths in the past few seasons because they can't seem to get over the fucking hurdle. So, Mr. Almighty Edmonton, you can't just have Connor McJesus and Leon Draisaitl and Leon Disciple to fucking save you. You know there's more to your team, right? There has to be more, right? Please, for your sake, Los Angeles, simply put the Kings as, okay, the rebuild actually went really well. A bunch of young core talent made it, and they absolutely thrived in the NHL landscape. Hell, this is probably the best looking Kings team I've seen in a while. And it's not even made up of old guys. It's mainly just maybe like one or two older guys like Dustin Brown, which, by the way, he's retired at the end of the season. Thank you for a great career, Dustin Brown. But with this, the core around him are going to try to get him one last cup before he signs off. Maybe if the Kings can hold out and they can get something decent put together, especially the likes of Edmonton, they got a shot. They got a good shot. Only time will tell. The Dallas Stars, simply put it, their really biggest concern is kind of goaltending. But whenever we say that, it's fucking Jake Ettinger pulling something out of his ass. No, seriously. He is legitimately, fucking put it, a really solid netminder. And he hasn't been in the league for that long. I think this is his first or second full season in the NHL. And he's done, honestly, better than I thought he would. Like, honestly, I like this side of Jake Ettinger. Can we get more of it, please? Seriously, I like Jake Ettinger. We need more of this. But the most of the issues come from the core. How would they do against Calgary? How would they be able to perform? How would their defense do? How would their offense carry out good attacks? All to be seen. All to be seen, because Dallas actually did pretty well. The Florida Panthers, the President's Trophy winners. Yeah, that's weird to say. The Florida Panthers winning the President's Trophy. That's a little weird. But they did it. They have probably the version of the Tampa Bay Lightning that the Tampa Bay Lightning wish they had. Alexander Barkov, Jonathan Huberdeau, Claude Giroux, Carter Verhaeghe, Aaron Ekblad, Mackenzie Weegar, Spencer Knight, Sergei Bobrovsky. Do I need to go further? Because this is a group that is so fucking good right now that they've managed to pull their shit together and really just get somewhere. They've done that. They have absolutely done that, and they crushed it. Now, there's one underlying thing that they need. And that will be with the next team too, but next team will be a little bit more personal. Florida needs to win a playoff series. Because if you remember the past few years, they were outed in the first round, especially last year to the Tampa Bay Lightning. So, what's Florida's plan? And they better come up. They better come up with one soon. Well, she probably should have already. Now, Toronto. Oh, my hometown, Toronto. There's a few words I have for you. Simply speaking, you either win this series and you change my mind about how I feel you guys in the playoffs, or you disappoint me again, and I pretty much just said to everyone that I've known, I saw this coming. I am not surprised. This is how they've always been. Because, okay, even I am starting to get fucking sick of this whole cliche of, oh, we can't make it past the first round because our core just falls apart. But maybe this season it could be different. But in saying that too, I'm going to take that with a huge grain of salt. One of the positives I could give the Leafs, though, Austin Matthews reaching 60 to becoming the first American-born player to do so. Okay. Mitch Marner having a bit of a resurgence too. Okay, cool. Michael Bunting being a shocking factor to the first line. More of a, as Urinating Tree told me after Dumpster Fire went off the air, he's more of like the passenger player, but in that role, he's adapted really well. So check on that one. Tavares being Tavares, check. The defense actually being sturdy with the addition of Mark Giordano, check. Consistent goaltending. This is where the first X comes in. We don't have consistent goaltending. And that's going to be my biggest question. Not even the playoff series thing. This is going to be my biggest question. How sustainable is our goaltending going to be? Are we going to see a side of Jack Campbell or whoever starts to be largely one of the best performances that we have ever seen? Or is it bound to be the moment where he does well in the beginning and it just completely fucks it up in the end? Or will he just never get off the ground running in the first place? Only time's gonna tell on that one, but I can only hope for the best. But I'm always prepared for the worst. Because that's the kind of approach you have to have with this team. It really fucking is. I try my best to be patient with this team. I mean, yeah, they got second place. Hooray! Good fucking job. Now get past Tampa Bay. If you can't, then I'm just going to be saying the same old shit that I have been saying. Tampa Bay, obviously the two-time champs right now, back-to-back. Well, three-time champions, but back-to-back. These guys simply... How do you describe a team that's back-to-back and is trying to repeat challenge? Coming into a matchup with a team like Toronto. I put you Tampa's thinking, where have I seen this before? Where have I seen this before? Oh yeah, Florida last year. That no real other way to put it. And they're not circumventing a cap this time because they actually made some moves to actually fix that. And what moves did they make? Mainly some bottom six guys and like Nick Paul and Brandon Hagel. Not much, but just something. They even managed to get Tyler Johnson. Hooray. No. They traded Tyler Johnson. Sorry. Oof. God, I'm stupid. But are these going to be the Lightning of old? And by the Lightning of old, I mean, are going to be dominant to the point where everybody in the league is annoyed with them? Or are we actually going to see the Lightning fall? And plus, remember, this is going to be a tough series against Toronto. But the Lightning need to prove to their fan base that they can actually put up a fight against a strong opponent. They've done it in the past, but they need to do it again. Why? Hockey logic makes no sense. The Washington Capitals. Look at. I'll say one thing: the Capitals have looked really good this season. Too bad their goaltending has looked really good though. Yeah, they managed to get to the playoffs. Hooray! You also managed to get 100 points. Hooray! But your wild card too. What? Yeah. So it turns out the Eastern Conference is a little more heavy than we thought it was going to be. Just for reference, though, every single team in the Eastern Conference, even the two wild cards, went over 100 points. Talk about fucking stacked. I think only 3 teams in the West didn't make it to 100. I think it was LA, Dallas, and Nashville. But even besides the point, Washington is coming into this against a red-hot Florida Panthers team that has so much going for it right now and definitely has what it takes to get past. But what about Washington? Their goaltending hasn't been really that consistent. I mean, look at the tandem of Vitek Vanecek and the other dude. I don't remember his name. I'm sorry. Fucking sue me. They've done all right. They've done good enough to make it here. That's all I can say. But all I can really say from here on, show them. Just show us what you got. The Carolina Hurricanes. The bunch of jerks did it again. Had another strong season, winning their division and making it back here to the playoffs. I really don't see really a lot of issues here, other than the goaltending side, which, I mean, they kind of matched up with Coach Kyochenkov. I think that's how you say his name. If I said it wrong, I'm sorry. But that kid seems to be doing all right, but is still raw. He's only so young, and he hasn't had any playoff experience before, let alone any NHL experience prior to the season. So he better know what he's doing, because either he's going to do really well or he's going to crash and burn. So with that, Carolina better be ready for whatever hits them. The New York Rangers. Wow, you made it. You made it, and your rebuild actually worked. Now you're in second place in the Metro Division, and you're in the playoffs. Wow. I'm impressed, boys. I'm impressed. Honestly, though, the New York Rangers did really well, and they deserve to be here. But in saying this, how sustainable is this new group in the playoff series? Because we really haven't seen it. We really have not seen it. So, are they going to do well? Or are they going to fall flat on their face? We don't know. We don't know. That is for their performance and for time to tell that great tale. The Pittsburgh Penguins simply put it as, this is probably the last hurrah of Crosby, Malkin, and Letang as a trio. It's either they go here and they win, or that's it. Probably not retirement, but free agency more than likely. But we'll see. That's all I can say. We'll wait and see on Pittsburgh. But Another key question for them is their goaltending. As like other teams, how is their goaltending going to be in this postseason? Will they imitate what they did against the Islanders a couple years ago, or will they actually manage to stop some shots for once? No one knows. And finally, the Boston Bruins. Look at, I'm gonna take apart a Trey's video here and saying, no matter what fucking obstacles that this team has had to overcome, especially with defense and all that shit, they somehow have not died. These guys are what you call the unkillable squad. Because no matter what you do, take away their defense, take away Tuukka Rask, take away offense, they still find ways to win. And that's what I respect about Boston. All right, I'm not going to deny that. That's what I respect about Boston, is their hustle, is their determination. And that's what's got them to the playoffs. Determination. But now they're going to have to face a true test in Carolina. Will the goaltending be good enough to hold off any sense of attack? Will their offense be able to do anything? Especially the top six. How will they manage to fortify the Carolina defense? How will they solidify their defense against any Carolina offensive attacks? What's their plan to stay out of the penalty box? So much of that and more. But the Bruins are the Bruins, and I bet you'll probably find a way. So, all the teams have been gone through, and it's time to give my finals prediction. And I'm not being biased here because look at the biased people say Toronto versus somebody, but I'm not saying that. Looking at everything that I've talked about, but looking at how other teams performed and everything this season, given this widely talented field, I'm going to say my finals are going to consist of the Calgary Flames versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Tell me you wouldn't want to see that. Why do I pick Calgary versus Carolina? Well, put it this way. Carolina is probably the strongest team in the Atlantic right now, in the Metro right now. If they can beat out Florida, which they've done a couple times, then this team definitely makes it to the finals. Carolina definitely has the power to do it. Same thing with Calgary. If they can manage to fend off Colorado, which I believe they've done a couple times as well, then they've got it. But consistency is key in these playoffs. But with that, I'm going to end this because it's already long enough. And this is the Amateur's Guide of Hockey. What do you think? Did I do anything wrong? Did I do too little? Just tell me how I did in the comments. But for now, if you enjoyed it, leave a like. Comment down below if you guys want to see anything next. If you have not done so already, subscribe and join the Illogical Nation. Until next time, je suis le logique canadien. Bonne nuit et au revoir.